Okay, guys, hope everybody had a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend. Has anybody got that Monday morning feeling? Well, you could have a Friday night feeling every single time if you're listening to the Wealth Creation Show tomorrow night at 6:30. But that's another story. Let's talk about the Fife property market in the last week and also what we've got coming to market soon. I'll be covering that as well as some of the information we've done yesterday with an article called Hesitant to Sell and what you should be doing. And I'll tell you the key here. Well, I'll tell you in a wee while. Let's go through the details. Okay, so let's share the information. I'll just pop up my screen and just do a bit of preparatory work here while everybody holds on. If you're here with me, type a 5 in the keyboard, please. That would be absolutely fantastic in the comments. And I could see you online. And I'll just get the information up just now. So let's have a look at this. This is the last week it was done. So we'll just share the screen now. And onto here. Righty-ho, this is actually quite surprising. Well, it's not really, because we're seeing the upside now. I mean, January was quite a slow month in comparison to the January the previous year, where it was actually 120% oversubscribed in terms of the number of properties that came on. So this month, so far this week and the second week in February, in the Cooper area, we've got 10 properties coming to market with all the estate agents. There's 11 properties with all the estate agents going under offer and actually sold subject to concluded missives. So what I mean by sold subject to concluded missives means there's a sale being agreed, but what they have to do is conclude a bargain, and that means that's a legal binding process, which means really that's it. You've agreed to buy it. You cannot back out anymore. So sold subject to concluded missives means that. Under offer means there's a sale being agreed, but there's some finer details that still are material to the agreement to actually be ironed out first before it can be sold subject to concluded missives. It might mean the entry date might need to be decided. It's maybe the most important thing in there. It might mean that the person has to definitely get a mortgage, and that's why it's been put under offer for that reason. So that's the difference between under offer and sold on properties. Now, if you have let me just remove that just now. If you have a property which you see is sold or under offer, and it is a really nice property, and it's one you probably would have wanted if it had been available at that point in time, it's better to actually register with the estate agent anyway and say to them, if it does fall through or anything does happen, can you phone me back up, or can you get back in touch with me, because I'm seriously interested in actually possibly offering on the property, but I'd probably need a wee quick viewing just to make sure. It's essential that you do that, because often when properties do fall through, most estate agents actually don't put it back on the market. They actually just go to the people that have been registering, as I said there the now, and people that offered before on the property, and then they get first shout of it before the sold or the under offer comes back off the website. So you don't actually know it's been available again, but everybody else has done a deal again. So that's why it's important. If you like a property and it's actually under offer or sold, it's just register with the estate agent just to make sure if anything happens that you possibly could get. Plus the fact you get an opportunity, as I said, with in an article about hesitant to sell, there's an opportunity is there to see off-market deals as well before it comes to market. Because often, remember, we're called out to properties way before they go on the market sometimes. So we know the indications and the desires of the seller themselves and what they want to achieve. And potentially, and perhaps sometimes, what happens is we agree an off-market deal or an off-market price, which actually suits both parties, and it actually never makes it to market at all. Now, that's not uncommon for any estate agent to do that. So that can go right across all the estate agents in Fife, or even in the UK or anywhere in the world, to be honest. It happens in America, it happens in Australia, it happens with all the estate agents. Let us pop back to the information. So, thanks, Scott. I see some 5s coming through to say you're here. Thank you very much, Scott, for that. East Neuk, so 8's come to market in the East Neuk area. That's quite a lot for East Neuk in a week, but actually 10 have gone under offer and sold. We've had a huge amount this week gone under offer and sold in the East Neuk area. St Andrews, 6 have come to market. Quite surprising for St Andrews, because St Andrews usually lags behind, but they're actually more getting sold than actually getting listed. So we're beginning to see that change again into there's actually more demand for property than there is actually getting listed. We'll look at the total numbers across the Fife market in just a minute to give you an indication, a strong indication of that. Levenmouth area, 11 came to market, 8 actually sold. Well, Levenmouth still doing pretty well. Normally, Levenmouth would have a lot more properties on the market than that, so it's fine. Dunfermline 43 versus 36. That's a surprise, actually, because Dunfermline's always been really buoyant. So maybe a slowdown there. Glenrothes 14 versus 7. That's actually quite unusual for Glenrothes. Glenrothes for the last year has been completely outstripping with demand in terms of supply. So there's a lot of demand and there's been hardly any supply. So there's maybe a wee change coming there. Possibly it could be the interest rates, it could be the inflation, it could be just people holding back. Beginning of the year, too much month at the end of the money. In January, that's when you run out of money before you get to the end of January. Too much month at the end of the money, maybe. And people have actually gone, wait a minute, I better hold off to buy the property. And Kirkcaldy 40 versus 35. Overall, 132 came to market, which was a wee bit of a rush, because typically it's usually about 120, maybe 115. So there's a wee bit more than usual, and 115 actually sold and went under offer. So that's normal. 115 under offer and sold are actually quite normal. Listen, guys, if you've got any questions about what I'm talking about, or any questions in general that you want me to answer, more than happy to answer them. Just put your question in the comments itself underneath this post, or in the live feed itself, in the comments on YouTube or on LinkedIn, because we're running live on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter as well. So we're live on all these channels right now simultaneously. So if you've got a question, please feel free. If you've got a comment, please feel free. More than likely, love to hear from you in terms of finding out what's going on. It's good, because remember, I sit look at a screen. I'm sitting looking at a camera. I'm sitting with a microphone in front of me. I don't actually see any audience at all. So it'd be nice to actually interact with somebody. So if you get a chance, just put a smiley face, a thumbs up, anything like that in there, and just let me know you're here. That would be fantastic. So let's talk about what's been sold this week. This is actually quite interesting. This has been what's been sold this week, quite a lot. But the more revealing thing is the speed that they're actually getting sold now. And I'll tell you about what's the most important thing. It's no longer the most important thing in buying a house is really no longer price, because price is pretty much rest assured because of the way the supply and demand is just now. And I'll tell you at the end of this actually what the most important thing is you can do as a buyer. Okay, so let's look at what's come to market, what's actually sold and gone under offer this week. This is for us. So Balmullo, Inch Law in Balmullo, that was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom detached house. Now, that had a home report value, and it was on the market, offers over 295,000. That was now sold. We had 13 viewers for this property, and 2 buyers actually missed out on this property as well. So if you've got a property, a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom in Balmullo, detached property, and you think about 300,000 is a really good price for your property, get in touch with us now. This is why we tell most people this, because it's actually quite surprising when you see the prices. You think, wait a minute, I never knew my house was worth that much. We often get that when we go around people's houses. 19 New Grange, actually, it is actually sold again. It fell through previously because of the buyer's circumstances. So it actually went back on the market, and it was sold in a quick time again. This was a 3-bedroom open plan lounge diner. It was extended to the rear, semi-detached house. It was a home report value of 200,000, and it went over that. We had 20 viewers in total on this property. So there's still a lot of people out there looking for these types of properties. So if you've got a property and like this, and you're thinking 200,000 is a really good price, or over that actually, then contact us. Skeith Road in Cellar Dyke, that's away as well. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, upper apartment. That was 180,000 that was on it. That's away. I had 10 viewers, 2 people offered, but they missed out as well. You've got Mans Park in Kennoway. That was a 3-bedroom semi-detached, move-in condition. That's sold in 2 weeks. You can see that there. That was on it, offers over 170,000, 12 viewers, and another person missed out on this property. Just got pipped at the post. This is a beautiful property inside. So again, it gives you good indication. Let's look at 13 Durward Drive in Crail, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, semi-detached property. This was a home report value of 300,000, and this was away. This is the key here. What I'm going to say here is quite important. Let's jump in. The key here is these next properties we talk about are getting sold at pre-portal launch. In other words, they're not even getting to a website, and by the time they do get to a website, they're actually sold or under offer. Pre-portal launch means it's launched, first of all, 4 to 5 working days before it hits the websites on the social media channels. So the one that you're watching right now, you need to follow if you're looking for property in that area. If you're looking for property in East Newton, you're maybe watching this on Kirkcaldy, go and follow the Fife Properties East Newt page, or the Fife Properties Cooper page, or the Fife Properties St Andrews page, Levenmouth page, Glenorchy, Kirkcaldy, or Dunfermline, in the area that you want. And when we get a property, we go live instantly. And when we do a pre-portal launch, before it goes on websites, it goes on the channels itself. Hello, Becca. How are you? Thanks for saying hello. Okay. So let's jump back to that. So hopefully everybody understands pre-portal and what that means and the importance of that, because you will miss out if you don't jump in straight away. And you need to get your ducks in a row as well. And that's why we'll talk about hesitant to sell in our article we did, in our show we did yesterday, which is, and you can listen to it on podcast as well. So literally this sold in one day, but the reality was there was an offer made when it was on social media, and it was done and dusted by the time it got on the websites. So you really had no time to get your ducks in a row at all if you hadn't seen it on the social media channels first. 8 to 10 St Andrews Road, Largo Ward, 4 bedrooms, 3 reception, big plot, home report value 375,000, and this was sold again at pre-portal. That's why we have one day, basically hit the websites. The offer was made on pre-portal on the social media channels, and it was away by the time it hit the websites. So again, sold again. And the final one here is Toll Road in Cellardyke. That was a 2-bedroom semi-detached property, sought after location, home report value 170,000, offers over. And there was interest in a pre-portal stage straight away. There was more or less an offer made, and by the time 2 days it got on the websites, the offer was accepted, it was done, all the details were finalised, and it was done and dusted. And so that's the importance of actually following the social media channels. I can't impress that enough about following the social media channels to make sure you get that opportunity to get in there before everyone else. Quickly, let's talk about coming soon. So coming soon, Rannoch Road in Methil. This is an upper apartment, 3 bedrooms. Actually, this is away. This was sold off market. This was basically, and this hasn't even got to a pre-portal stage. Jimmy will be doing a pre-portal during this week, but this is away. Rannoch Road in Methil, a 3-bedroom upper apartment, off-street parking, a huge corner plot in it. In the Methil area, and it was away. It was away off market before it got it. It was away to a registered priority buyer. That's really what it comes down to. So it never even got. It's not even on a pre-portal stage. It's not even got to a website. And this is what I said just previously. You need to register with us in order to get it. You've got to be in it to win it. If you're not, and you're going to lose out. It really is a competitive field for buyers just now to make sure they've got that just a wee additional edge over and above everyone else. Sometimes a lot of people are actually following our YouTube channel, because what we do is we put the personal property tours onto the YouTube channel in order to get it approved by the seller before we actually put it on the website. So they actually seen it coming on the YouTube channel, and then they're actually phoning us up straight away and said, I see it on the YouTube channel. Can I register my interest? Can I get more details? Can I just follow up from there? So that's another way people are getting in the door. They're working all these mechanisms out to get in there quicker before everyone else. So it's important that you keep that going. Yeah, thank you very much, Becca. On it, great tip. Thank you. Yep, glad to have helped. Garlibank in Crescent and Cooper. That's a semi-detached 4-bedroom, 2 reception. It's actually great views from the rear garden. I think it's the Tarvet Hill will probably be up there. So that's actually coming on as a pre-portal as well. Balgarvey Crescent in Cooper. That's an upper apartment, a 1-bedroom, and now it's an immaculate finish inside. So it'll be an ideal for a first-time buyer, more than likely. This 1-bedroom in Balgarvey Crescent. And also, the other one that we've got is Cooper Road in Leven. Cooper Road in Leven, so just as you go out up the Scooney Brae and you turn off to your left, that is the Cooper Road in Leven. And on your left-hand side, you've got a property coming up there. This will be a 4-bedroom detached villa, 2 reception, 2 bathroom, a double garage. It is immaculate inside. I've seen it as well. Pre-portal launch. Watch out for this on the lead mouth page. Is getting done on the 21st of February. If you're interested in a 4-bedroom detached villa, 2 reception, 2 bathroom in the Cooper Road area, double garage as well, on immaculate inside, good off-street parking, then you need to register with us on a priority access as well and make sure you're in it to win it. That's really what it comes down to. Couple of ones completed. So what do we talk about completed? We've got the ones that have actually sold or under offer. We've got the ones that actually pre-portal, so they're ready to come to market. We've got the ones that actually completed now. These are the ones handed over the keys. That's when we can tell you what they went for. So Brayhead Road in Pittenweem, 29, 2-bedroom, semi-detached. It was on at 150,000. It actually sold for 25,000 more than the home report value. So 17% more. That gives you a good indication about what property prices in the area are going for in that area. So it's a perfect opportunity for you to gauge the market. And because we get that question quite a lot, that's why I tell that. So why do I say that? We get that question quite a lot where people say, how much more should I be offering over and above the home report value or the offers over value to get the property? Well, that's a good indication. So East Neuk area, 17% this one went over in the Pittenweem village. So that gives you a good indication about where you should be starting in terms of the price. 40 Linwood Drive and Leavin, 2-bedroom semi-detached. This actually sold for a really good price. Now, I know this 2-bedroom semi-detached was about 3 or 4 years ago. That same property went for about 90,000, and this time it went for 120,000, 30,000 more, a 33% increase within a 4-year period, maybe a 3-year period actually. But the owners were really happy, and the people actually were delighted to move into their new home. Let me quickly finish off for you and talk to you about hesitant to sell. We get this all the time where people say, they're achieving extraordinary prices, and this is where the key is a buyer. So if you're a buyer out there, this is what you need to hear. The most important thing is not now the price that you offer, because generally everybody's in that position where they can offer that astronomical price or that offer that the seller can't refuse. The most important thing now is flexibility, because most sellers are not putting their house on the market because they're afraid that they'll be getting offers with an entry date that could mean 4 or 6 weeks' time, and they have nowhere else to go just now. So if you're a buyer who can afford to wait, get in touch with your estate agent and say to them, you can be really flexible with the entry date as a result. And because you're really flexible with the entry date, they can introduce you to a seller who's possibly not even, in the position to come to market yet because they're afraid that they'll not have somewhere to go. So if you can do that as a buyer, that is one of the most important things now, to be flexible with your entry date as a buyer. And I would say it's just as important, if not more important now, than actually the selling price itself, because everybody's going to offer that price anyway, more than likely. So that's how to put yourself in a good position to buy. We also talked about the hesitant to sell. Should you find a home first or find a buyer now? And that's why we talked about that. So it's all about, remembering it goes into detail. I'll not go over everything here, but the article is 4 minutes to read. It's in the post up here on the link up above me here in the actual Facebook post. Or the social media post. So it's in there. Click on that. Now, you can read the article. It's 4 minutes. It gives you a lot of good detail. But the show actually gives you our personal approach to this. So Alicia, Jimmy Mullen, myself actually gave you the key details on these individual subjects for the next hour and went over it all in fine detail about putting yourself as a seller in the best position, but also giving really good golden acorns, golden nuggets really, for buyers to let them know what they should be doing to put themselves in the best position as well. So it's all about putting time on your side. It goes over about asking your estate agents for help and what you should be asking an estate agent, and how to take control of your move and be in charge of that move. And then also what it went into is getting ahead of the spring buyers. So spring buyers are obviously coming up. Spring's coming up as well. There's a lot of flowers coming out. It'll eventually, I climbed up the hill just today when I was out running, And I saw the crocuses, the stems are actually starting to come out now, and that's that spring's on the way. No doubt next month we'll probably have snow. Welcome to Scotland. And then we'll have sunshine, we'll probably have hail, and we'll probably have wind, and we'll probably have rain, all in the one day in 4 seasons. The only place you can get everything in one day. So it talks about, what will you get an offer soon? How long will it take to negotiate the price? Will you still be able to move at the right speed? We cover all these subjects in immense detail to make sure that you have all the facts and information for you, so your move can be the best move possible and the least stress possible as well. That's the most important thing out here. It's one of the top 5 things. It's the most stressful that you can ever do. It's right up there with getting married, having children, moving house, starting a new job. These are all the different things. And the other one's splitting up. So these are the 5 most stressful things that could happen to you. So why not take the edge off it? Why not make it real easy for you? Listen to it. You can watch the show as well. You can read the article. The podcast link's on there as well on this article up here. So if you click on that, you get the podcast link, and you can listen to it on your way to work. If it's an hour journey to your work, if it's an hour or half an hour back and forward, then listen to it back and forward, and it gives you a real good insight to what you should be looking for. It talks about also prioritizing your priorities. And then finally, we give our top tips and our final conclusions about the best thing for you to do as a buyer and as a seller. Remember, it's all about for people that are extremely hesitant to sell, but most importantly as well is for buyers that are ready to go, and how you can put yourself in the best position possible. Just a wee shout out tomorrow night. We shout out for our wealth creation show. So our wealth creation show is on tomorrow night. That is at 6:30, and it'll be live. Now, our wealth creation show is on the channels in this post up here. The wealth creation show is only run on my official Facebook page, my public one, my LinkedIn channel, my YouTube channel, Twitter as well, and we also put it out as a podcast, and then we put it out as Instagram later on. You will see it live there if you click on and follow any of these pages, and we will go live. Tomorrow night, we're actually talking about some of the stuff that's in the news right now in terms of creating wealth. The Wealth Creation Show was designed so we can collaborate together, myself and James Watson. Richard Cook's on tomorrow, the Lettings Director. About the primary thing is we talk about the best ways and what's in the news and all the different things that we could do to create wealth in 2022 for ourselves and for yourself as well. So it's all about you at the end of the day. And then what we'll do as well, we'll do a training part of the way through there as well. And the training we're going to be doing is on finding the ideal tenant. So Richard Cook, our Lettings Director, is going to be on that. We're going to talk about all the details about how to find the best tenant. If you're a self-managed landlord, in other words, you look after your own properties, then this is probably the show for you, because you're going to get all the advice for free from, well, I've been in lettings for 30 years. I've been a landlord for 30 years as well, and a private investor for 30 years in the property market. Richard's been in this for 12 years now. And then also, you've also got James Watson. James has been in this for about 3 years, but the great thing is James knows what it's like to be a new person in this, and he's actually doing really, really well in his property investment and his wealth creation as well. And he's learning as he goes, as well as I'm learning as I go as well. There's always an opportunity to learn from someone, because you never know. Every day is a school day. Really, that's what it comes down to. And also in there, if you're not sure about the valuation of your home, you can contact us direct. We have our instant valuation tool again. It's always on there, 30-second instant valuation. You can get an instant valuation for your house price. You get an instant valuation for your rental value for your house as well. So it gives you 2 options. And out of these 2 options, you get 3 different levels. If your house is in pristine condition, if your house is in, you can move in and just do it as you go, like change bathrooms, kitchens, decoration. But then the bottom side of that valuation is if your house needs a complete renovation. So it gives you 3 different levels of valuation for sales and for lettings, and that's it. And guys, okay, thank you very much, Becca. I love how modern and useful you guys are. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. I'm going red. I'm getting all embarrassed and flustered now. Okay, thanks very much for that, guys. If you're listening on the catch-up, and you want to message us direct because you don't maybe want to make a comment, but you really want to ask a question, just message us on the pages. Message us direct. I'll pick it up on my phone more than likely anyway, so I can answer you privately, and we can take it from there. And until next time, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night on the Wealth Creation Show at 6:30. Bye-bye for now.